Duties of a student. Student life is the time for preparation for future life. The future of a student depends on how he utilizes this period of life. To ensure a brighter and successful future, a student has to perform some duties most enthusiastically. The most important duty of a student is to read, and read. A student has to acquire the best knowledge of the subjects he reads and make brilliant results in all exams. Courteous. A student has to cultivate the habit of good manners and etiquette. He should be polite, court and respectful to the elders and treat the youngers with love and affection. He has to develop the habit of truthfulness, sincerity and honesty and keep himself aloof from bad companions. The next important duty of a student is to build a sound and healthy body. He has to take part in games and sports and other physical activities. He has to make himself physically strong so that he may work tirelessly for the society in future. A person of ill health is a liability to his society. The other important duty of a student is to get involved in social services. He should always be sympathetic and helpful towards the needy and the helpless. During disasters, such as flood and cyclone, he has to extend his helping hand towards the people of the affected area and actively take part in the humanitarian activities. To put it in a nutshell, the duties of a student are those that will help him grow up as a worthy citizen of the country in all respects. Deforestation. Deforestation means cutting down or burning a large number of trees, forests indiscriminately. We are directly and indirectly dependent on trees. Trees help us in many ways. But we cut down trees in for large numbers, the increasing number of population. We need more schools, colleges, and various sorts of furniture. So, we cut down many trees. Moreover, in many make fire, they cut down trees. Of Bangladeshi, this cutting people down are of to trees depend is deforestation on wood for which cooking their the food. Effects. Each has many adverse. Deforestation disturbs our ecological balance. Animals and birds living in the forests are on the verge of extinction owing to deforestation. Deforestation. Carbon dioxide is increasing worldwide, making the world warmer. It is causing the greenhouse effect. The rising of temperature and the greenhouse effect will disturb the normal production of crops. Trees give us oxygen and take in carbon dioxide. Inadequate number of trees causes drought and drought damages crops. When crops do not grow as we require, there happens famine. So, we see that there is an interconnected link and cycle between humans, animals and trees. Deforestation may cause desertification in many parts of the world, which will pose a serious threat to our living. It also causes the rise of sea level. Rising sea level brings about flood. Flood brings untold miseries to the people. Deforestation causes river erosion also. River erosion makes many people homeless and shelterless. Deforestation exerts many adverse effects on climate, agriculture and our life. We should try to stop deforestation and plant more and more trees. A village doctor. A village doctor is usually a quack. But he is very useful to the villagers and he is the most trusted fellow in the village. In 1 out of 100 cases, there may be a qualified doctor, but in almost all the villages the quacks take up the job. A quack gets a few years training under a doctor and in course of time, becomes a doctor. A village doctor is the most active man in the village. He gets up early and attends to his patients. He has no compounder. He himself prepares the medicine. He examines the patients and prescribes medicines for them. His dispensary is quite small. There may be 1 or 2 almevas of medicines. He has 1 or 2 chairs and 1 table. There may be few benches for the visitors. His dispensary always remains busy. The village doctor remains busy all day long. Sometimes, he goes out to visit the patients. When he goes out, he either walks on foot or goes by a bicycle. A village doctor is a responsible man. He fully realizes his importance. He takes only a little amount of money from the patients. From the poor patients, he does not charge anything. Sometimes, he treats the poor and the needy without taking anything. His behavior is mild. He attends the patient even at late hours of night. He does not mind the disdains. A village doctor is an important person in the village. He is the most trusted leader. He gives advice to all and sundry. The villagers look to him for advice. They love him and take him as their leader. He sometimes sits in the village conciliation courts. He is generally a well-to-do person in the village. Of course, nowadays, the condition of the village doctor is not so happy as it was a few years before. With the establishment of rural health centers, they are put to certain disadvantages. Drug addiction. Intoxicants are some of the things or drugs that excite a man beyond self-control. The drugs that belong to this group are generally used in a measured way to cause sleep or relieve pain. But nowadays, some derailed or frustrated individuals are addicted to these intoxicating drugs. The main intoxicants taken in our country are wine, opium, hemp, heroin, morphine, etc. Wine, opium and hemp are forbidden in our society. Heroin and morphine are restricted drugs. Heroin is a very costly drug. It is very dangerous too. In these days, this costly and dangerous drug is being smuggled in a large scale and has created an alarming situation. The man who takes intoxicants is elated or excited for a moment. He may be in a dreamland for a short while in an abnormal condition. While he is in an abnormal condition, many kinds of bad and unsocial work enchant him. But the immediate ill effects of taking intoxicants are staggering, stammering, clumsy movement, severe headache, etc. The intoxicants harm the stomach, liver, pancreas, and brain cells of the persons who are addicted to them. Taking intoxicants is a bad habit. This habit is formed through bad association. Frustration is another cause of this addiction. In order to forget the burden of life, they start taking intoxicants and form this bad habit. Easy availability of the intoxicants is another important cause of forming this habit. These drugs should be under the direct control of the doctors who will prescribe them if and when necessary. Parents and guardians should give special attention to the activities of their wards. If all these things are done, problem will be solved. Drug addiction is a burning question of the day. It has created a serious personal and national problem of the worst possible kind. We all should try to get rid of it. The use and abuse of mobile phone. The introduction of mobile phone has made our life easy and comfortable. We can send news to our near and dear ones in the twinkling of an eye sitting in offices, residences and in hotels and hostels. The world is getting smaller in circumference due to the rapid expansion of mobile phone. Now people think that they are very close in terms of exchange of views, information and counseling by the blessings of mobile phone. Advancement of modern civilization is accelerated by the extensive and available use of mobile phone. Communication is the prime factor for ensuring global development, and this is possible for a number of devices like ultramodern vehicles, cellular phones and at the latest, mobile phone. In education, technical sector, offices, industrial sectors, information sectors, above all global communication, mobile phone plays a very vital role. All professionals depend on mobile phone for keeping close contact with one another for any urgent issue. A mobile phone set is easily portable to any distance. Mobile phone reduce uncertainty, doubt, painful waiting and lengthy process of correspondence and consultation. As a result, life becomes speedy and busy and a revolutionary change is brought about in all spheres of life. Despite numerous advantages and merits of mobile phone, sometimes it becomes the cause of health hazard to the users. Especially the minor children are affected much. Scientists believe that mobile phones cause brain tumors, genetic damage and many incurable diseases. They believe that invisible uncontrolled radioactivity of the mobile phones cause irreparable damage to human body. They say that government should control radioactive sources, both ionized and non-ionized. It is true that millions of people are getting benefits, but if a user continues his or her conversation more than 2 minutes, the blood-brain barrier gets damaged. The blood pressure gets high and red blood cells, RBC, are damaged if a person gets continued exposure to radiation caused by mobile phone. Using mobile phone is also harmful to the pregnant woman. So Bangladesh government should have an official ban on using mobile phone by children and pregnant women.
Thank you very much. Like the video and subscribe the channel for getting more educative video.